You don't want that in the organization. And again, I wouldn't say that companies start out thinking it's going to be that way, but if you play out a political metaphor, you end up with the same toxicity that you see in many governments around the world in terms of their quote unquote two camps. And then the other one is the military metaphor, where command and control is how things get done. It's an easy one, it's expedient. I make the decision. When I want your opinion, I'll ask you for it. Obviously, that's not going to work in a time of quick changing. It may work in the long established organization because it keeps that steady ship floating along. What it doesn't do well is respond to threats and new competition, because the command and control does not have the flexibility and they're not nimble enough to make those adjustments. And then I would say more recently, I'm seeing more friend group organizations, or the friend group metaphor. And it makes sense because there's a lot of startups, and startups often begin with friends or people that they trust. The friends bring that relationship into the organization, and it continues. And then you start hiring people and you're putting them into this friend group. And it's no wonder why companies are chasing this leadership model and this leadership process and this methodology. When you're basing it all on principles, here's what happened. If I think about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and I probably first saw that in the 1990s. I think it was Boston Consulting Group that came up with it. Might have been before that when they actually started it, but I started paying attention to it then. With the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, at that time, we looked at, and it's quadrants.